Alright. Gotta do Tubi Tuesday. What we got? Let's look at Nicolas Cage movie. I can get two birds with one stone here. The Outcast. Pay the Ghost. No. Honeymoon in Vegas. Maybe not. USS Indianapolis. Men of Courage. Vengeance, a love story. Frozen Ground. Rage. Cage. What else we got? Drive Angry, 3D. Let's see, what does it say? Can't read it from here. A troubled. Okay. Okay. A tormented man with a hellish past comes to avenge his daughter and save her baby from a satanic cult, while hunted by his own mysterious pursuer. Starring Nicolas Cage, Amber Heard, William Fichtner, Billy Burke. Written by Patrick Lussier. Written by Todd Farmer. What do I know those names? What else did they do together? What else did they do together? I don't know. Hell yeah. It's time for Tubi Tuesday. Enter the cage. That's right. Today, we're checking out Drive Angry in 3D, but in 2D because there's no 3D. Although, there's some weird. So, yeah. This came out the same year as this one, in 2011, because Nicolas Cage has like 4 movies that come out in the same year. And it's about a man named Milton who escapes from hell to track down a Satanist who has killed his daughter and is going to sacrifice his granddaughter on the full moon. To appease to Satan, and doing this with the accidental sort of passenger in a vehicle that he kind of took from her boyfriend or whatever, and a mysterious pursuer played by William Fichtner. So, like I said in my intro, it stars Nicolas Cage, Amber Heard, we'll get to that, William Fichtner, Billy Burke, with cameos from David Morse and Tom motherfucking Atkins. And Felicity's mom from Arrow, who you get to see naked. I'll never watch Arrow the same way again. And that one chick who's in everything, but I don't know who she is. She's like the sister in Mike and Molly, and I think she was on American Housewife. Kate Mixon. She has a cameo in this, I guess. And so I guess that they had to edit this because apparently, originally it was going to start off with a car chase. But they changed it so that, because they weren't going to reveal the truth about his character until somewhere later in the film, and they thought that maybe the studio thought this, or someone thought that people wouldn't understand what was going on unless we didn't tell them. So, beginning of this has Cage escaping from hell, which is very interesting to see, but yes. And we get a backstory. It's really shown to us, not told to us, really. We see a little vision. We get a backstory that he had a daughter, he died, and then his daughter grew up. He died when she was 16, and his daughter grew up. He tells this to Amber Heard's character later, but and then his daughter started to run in with a bad crowd, particularly the one with the Satanist played by Billy Burke, and she got away from that, but she got pregnant. Billy Burke showed up, killed both her and her husband, his son-in-law, no, Cage's son-in-law, and took the baby, with him wanting to sacrifice her to Satan. Now, we do find out from Fitchner's character, the accountant, who is someone who is sent to bring back souls who escape from hell. I do like his character. He's one of the better parts of this film. We find out that Satan actually doesn't like when people sacrifice. He's more of just a businessman, doing that kind of stuff. He's laid back, in this version of hell at least, he's more like a warden in a prison, basically. So we meet Amber Heard's character, and well, I knew I'd have to, separate myself from the actress for this role. And so I told myself before I started watching this, I said, I'm going to give her a fair shake. I'm going to separate, like I do with Aquaman and Justice League. I'm going to separate the actress from the character that she plays. And it was fine. The thing that bugged me the most is that she had this god-awful fake southern accent that seems to sort of disappear as we go further on in the film. Either they realized it wasn't working, or they just decided to play it down. I don't know. And I was doing real good of separating this until they have a scene where she beats her ex-boyfriend. Yes, I mean, he deserved it in this instance, but she quits her job because some guy Jack McGee was filling her up, and she's like, I told you not to touch me like that ever again. I quit. And she leaves. She goes back to the trailer park because we gotta be stereotypes. Because if they live in Texas, they must live in trailer parks, right? He goes back, and because she gets home, she come back early. He's like, I did laugh. He's like, oh fuck, and the lady's like, yeah, fuck me. I'm just like, okay, that's a little funny. And then she beats the bitch, the whore that he's fucking or whatever, and and she tries to tell him, we're in, and punch her in the face. What's that you trying to say to me? I said, we're in, look, punch her in the face, and then she starts beating the hell out of this guy, and it's just like, I don't think I can do this. Yes, this guy deserved it. I don't know whether or not Johnny Depp actually deserved it. Probably not. I try not to talk about it, but I'm just like, it's Amber Heard beating a dude up. And it's the writer, Todd Farmer. And something about Todd Farmer I've noticed. So, he has a particular kind of scene he likes to be in movies, I guess. Except for Jason X. But in this, and My Bloody Valentine 3D, he's in sex scenes with very lovely women. And naked women that carries on a little bit. He gets killed off in My Bloody Valentine, and the lady's running around naked for the rest of her time on the screen. So yeah, and here this lady's naked, sprawled out. We don't, they have her to the side, but we still see the tits hanging out, and it's like, okay, nice tits. And they try to sprinkle tits throughout this film. Like I said, we see Felicity's mom naked when she's doing Nicolas Cage. We'll talk about that. But then there's another scene towards the end of the film at the Satanist party. There's just a random naked chick on top of the trailer just dancing. And she's the only chick there that's naked. And I'm just like, did they happen to matter? We need at least one naked chick, and so they just put one naked chick on top of a trailer. I don't know. It's very weird, that scene. But yes, and Nicolas Cage comes to the rescue because he was at her diner. And I guess we're supposed to believe this is a chance meeting, he just happened to want to ride from her, but then at the end he's like, that's why I chose you. So he picked her to help protect his granddaughter from the beginning, I think. That's what they're trying to imply. But anyway, he saves her, they drive off in her car, or her boyfriend's car, whatever. She's like, I I paid all the payments, so it's my car. Which, well, it's a cool looking car too. But they get to this hotel slash bar. He flirts with these moms. She runs out with some dude who's like painting her toenails, and they're like fucking in the next room. And Nicolas Cage is still wearing all his clothes. He just does the whole unzip the thing and stick it out type thing. And she's like full ass naked, just going at it. And this is when one of the most craziest parts of this movie happen. They're going at it, and there's this guy, not William Fichtner, but another guy who's also been following him, and a bunch of these other dudes. And this is the scene, this is the part where you really see that William Fichtner and this other guy aren't working together. Because you think, oh, they're both from hell trying to do something. Or something like that. They're both doing... I thought William Fichtner was working for the main bad guy, but he wasn't, actually. But, yeah, so... bad guys show up, and they're going through the bar or whatever, and Nicolas Cage is, doing this chick with all his clothes on. She's like, why don't you have your clothes off? And he's like, I don't like to disrobe before a gunfight. Guys come in, and they start shooting at him. He starts firing back. He's got a cigar in his mouth, bottle of Jack in one hand, gun in the other. He's still fucking the chick while he's doing this. She's still getting off, and this is all going, like, they're twirling around and stuff like that, and going, there's a part where a dude tases him. She orgasms because it's like a vibrator. So it's like, and he's still got the, like, that's where he drops the cigar, but he's still going. And then he finally, like, pulls out, zips up, and is like, ready to go. And then Fichtner shows up with these two cops that he tricks, and it's like, okay. They do this twice, and I did like the second time they did it. But the first time, he's like, he throws up a coin, grabs it, and it turns into an FBI badge. And they're like, oh, you with the FBI? I'm like, did you not just see him throw the coin up and make it turn into an FBI badge? I mean, Doctor Who has the special paper that makes it appear like it's a badge or something. But he threw the coin up, you looked at it, he grabbed it, and it's the FBI badge. And you just like, oh, you're FBI. Even though there's a dead body of the writer guy, Todd Farmer, his dead body's in there, and you're ready to arrest him, and he just says, oh, FBI. Oh, you believe him? What kind of weird magic is that? Anyway, we gotta speed this along, because I only got like 25 minutes. Anyway, so, eventually, like, there's this chase. Cage has this special gun, the God Killer, or something like that he uses. He tries to shoot Fichtner with it. So Nicolas Cage, notoriously... So Nicolas Cage did the movie Season of the Witch, where he was supposed to be shot through the eye with an arrow, but they took it out of the script because they thought it was too gory. Here, he gets shot in the eye with a gun, and then he reassembles himself. And I called attention to this when I was watching this, and apparently I watched other reviews. Apparently they also saw this. Apparently they wanted to make a Terminator movie because he gets shot, his eye starts to come back, he puts sunglasses on, and he's got like a blood splat on this side of his face, and it's very Terminator-esque. He's got this stone cold face. Like, he finds his granddaughter at church, and I'm like, is this really the climax? I looked like I got half the movie left. I'm like, why did he find his granddaughter so quick? Well, it didn't mean anything. He dies, and then Amber Heard gets kidnapped, and Billy Burke's gonna kill her too. But then I like this part. So there's a sheriff in this film, played by Tom Atkins. One of the greatest cameos you've ever seen. Tom Atkins, motherfucking fantastic. Mustache and everything. So, he's this no-nonsense sheriff who got about a bunch of movie spoilers. The only one I can remember is Tyler Durden is not real. Spoiler alert for Fight Club. But there's a bunch of movie spoilers on his shirt. Just kind of try to watch that scene and pause it. Look at all those movie spoilers on his shirt. But, so he's starting to lead this charge to stop Milton. because they believe he's a serial killer because their cops are showing up dead. Todd Farmer's dead. Amber Heard killed 2 cops protecting her. But she was like, those cops were trying to kill you. Not arrest us, kill us. Because Fitchner has them hypnotized, but he's just trying to bring him back to hell. And he knows that Cage can't die, so I don't know. It is revealed at the end that Cage, he knows that Cage can't die, so I don't know. But during this, Fitchner shows up in this big rig and just mows over these cops, jumps up as the big rig moves to the side on top of another car. And they're like, cops are looking at him. Milton gets away and he does the thing. FBI. And bless Tom Atkins, he goes, no way in hell you're a goddamn FBI agent. Fantastic. So they go to his friend, whose name I forgot, played by David Morse, and he gives him a new car. To kind of, I think maybe that's before this, but anyway, yeah, because the car ended up shutting down at some point. But so I think after that one chase, so I think this was after that. But anyway, it's a new car from that guy and David Morse, and they're ready to face off the satanic cult. So they go to this big old face off. There's explosions, and he uses the gun on Billy Burke and kills him. Fitchner sort of helps, like he's there, and he says that he won't help him, but like she stays behind. And I think maybe it's just a reason for Milton to go in alone, Cage to go in alone. But there are some guys that go after him too. But so he kills Billy Burke with that one gun, and his skull is left open. Yes, the CGI in this movie is not that good, but it's not. I don't think it's meant to be. It's supposed to be a 3D film, and you don't really need to. This type of movie really doesn't demand realistic effects. It kind of works for the film. Although I did notice at some points, maybe whatever version I was watching on Tubi, it filtered in some of the 3D shots, because there were some times my eyes just went. It was a weird kind of 3D type thing, I think. I don't know. But he kills Billy Burke, and then he pretends to die, so that she goes on, Amber Heard's character goes on, with the baby and David Morse to protect her. And I guess they were supposed to make a sequel with Amber Heard. At one point I would want a sequel, but not if she's in it. After what went down with everything. Like, okay. Okay, so I don't want her to be replaced as Mira, because she's playing. I don't like it when they replace actresses. I mean, if they did replace her with someone else, that's fine. But we already have an established character in a movie. TV show is a little bit different. Like, the whole Batwoman thing, right? I don't like that they just made a new character out of nowhere, pulled her out of their ass, and said, this is Ryan Wilder now, and an original character not from the comics. Before you start wagging your finger, they didn't put her into the comics until they decided to put her on the screen. So she's an original character. They just put her in the comics because she was going to be on the show. So before you wag your finger, if she's in the comics, I just told you what the truth, okay? They only put her in the comics because she was going to be on the show. So they made the original character, pulled her out of her ass, instead of recasting Kate Kane. To only then recast Kate Kane and make her as a villain. So I wanted it to end. Now, I don't watch Batgirl since after season 1 they decided to, big middle finger to your audience and not make the show what it's supposed to be about. And bring an entirely new character to fit your social justice warrior needs. Alright? But anyway, yeah, they recast Kate Kane, made her a villain, and I thought it should end with her becoming Batwoman again, and maybe Ryan Wilder, dying horribly in an explosion, or getting shot in the face 600 times, or, I'm joking, of course. Just write her off. But no, apparently she's coming back. But that's against what I'm talking about here, and that's Drive Angry 3D. So, if they were to recast Amber Heard for Aquaman 2, fine. I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming not. But anyway, Drive Angry 3D ends with Nicolas Cage drinking beer out of a skull while they go to protect the granddaughter and they drive back to hell. He and Fitchner. All around, overall, pretty good film in my opinion. Better than the Ghost Rider one I watched before this. I'll give it 8 out of 10. It was enjoyable. It was fine. Pretty good movie. I might have to end up buying this one, But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Drive Angry? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching, I've been Scotty. Just so you know, I was joking about killing off Ryan Wilder. Alright, it was a joke. I don't like that they smooshed in a character out of nowhere and added her to a show that already had an established characters that you could have just recasted that role and then recasted the role anyway and made her a villain. Worsening that character's arc, by the way. I'm just saying. I have nothing against Javicia Leslie. I don't know how to say her name. I have nothing against her. I'm pretty sure she's a good actress. Nothing against her at all. My beef is with Warner Brothers, not her. Alright? I just wish they would have had her move on, give the mantle back to Kate Kane, but I know that's not what happened. Even though I didn't watch it, she's already turned up for filming for season 3, so I know that's not what happened. And that's not her fault. I'm sure she's a great actress. It's Warner Brothers. They keep ruining shit. So those you who want to hate on me for what I said, it was a joke. I don't want her character to die. Maybe move on to do something else. Or be a side character. She could be on the show, just not be Batwoman. That's my problem. To me, Kate Kane is Batwoman. And once again, if you wag your finger and say, oh, she's in the comics, they didn't put her in the comics until after she was announced to be on the show. After they decided to put her on the show. So, there. But yes, Drive Angry. 8 out of 10. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.